Good evening, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Very well, Crystal. Thank you.
Okay,
It's quite
for those who are unaware of your connection with Slaters, could you please give them a little information?
sure, absolutely. Crystal, don't ask me what year, what month, all that detail I don't remember. But what I do remember is that around 23, 24 years ago, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to represent Mayo College girls in the Slater Memorial Debates. So I have been a participant and have lived through what most of the participants today sitting and listening to me talk are living through, and have had very, very amazing times and fond memories from that era, that time at Slater's.
Okay, ma'am, could you please elaborate on any fond memories, as you mentioned, anything that you kind of remember?
Certainly, there's a lot of fond memories. Crystal, we could sit here for hours and I could keep talking, but I'll keep it short. So I guess what comes to mind when I think about Slater, so we'll give you a little bit of a background. So after grade 10, I passed out of Tara Hall in Simla and I was going to go join Mayo. So I came to see Hedi, who at the time was Mr. Kabir Mustafi. And he was a good friend of my dad's. And I came to say goodbye and see you later to him. And he said to me, Ambika, uh, I'm going to see you here for Slater. And that's the commitment I want from you. Oh my God, I had no idea what I was committing to. But the next 2 years at Mayo, I worked really hard and proved my capability to become part of the team and come back to Bishop Cotton as a participant representing Mayo College girls. Uh, my fondest memory of the time is when I saw the expression of absolute pride on Mr. Mustafi's face. So that's one of my very, very fond memories. Other than that, I think all my memories of Slater are those, or most of my memories are those of the first flat. I think it was called the War Memorial. That's where we spent so much time getting to know each other, people from different parts of India, different schools, different cultures, different backgrounds, but all coming together under the one roof, and the friendships that I formed there. So, yep.
Okay, lovely. You mentioned your process of working for Slaters or making sure that you are going to be part of it. So, what was your process like? What did you concentrate on?
So I was into public speaking, of course, but I wasn't a debater when I left Tara Hall. My real exposure to debating started when I reached Mayo College. So the first thing, I signed up to become part of the debating society, and thereafter absolute persistence, I would say, Crystal. So, despite failures in the beginning, I kept persisting and kept working towards towards understanding what debating is all about, and then adapting my style to a debater style, listening to people around me, and not being afraid of admitting where the follies were and what good I could take from everyone else. So those experience that built on my skill. And finally, yeah, I've represented Mayo College across different debates, different forums in Sindhya, in Jaipur, in Lucknow, various parts of the country. But Slater was one of my most fond, I guess, events.
So, you've debated in so many different places. What makes Slater so different then?
Yes.
What sets Slater apart?
So I guess first of all, it was home ground for me, Chriselle. So that played a big part. So people in the audience were people who had been my teachers, had associations with me, my family. So there was a very strong connect, and I guess the pride of being able to showcase what I had gained over the 2 years in developing my skill in front of people I knew was very special to me. Secondly, Bishop Cotton is a school where now, of course, my husband is a Cadonian, and my brother, my father, my brother-in-law, uncles, everyone, you name it, and our family is full of OCs. So that's another thing that made it special. But most importantly, Chriselle, unlike other debating events that I've attended, where you get given a topic and you prepare and you go out and you speak and you rebuttal, This was very different. It was, I would call it like, the ultimate platform, so to speak, in my debating experience, where you're given a list of, I can't even remember, I think 20 odd. At that time, it seemed like, oh my God, 100 topics to prepare. But you get given those, and you've got limited time to pretty much get yourself familiar with the topics. And then you get given the topic a couple of hours prior to the debating, or a night before the next debate. And I guess that's where that was the pivotal for me. That was the absolute test of everything that I had learned. So that's what made it very, very challenging. But I guess that's why I say the fondest.
Okay, wow, nice. A little while ago, you mentioned your style, your personal style, and how you had to change into a certain debating style.
Yep.
How did you take in criticism, and what kind of message would you give the students with respect to taking criticism positively and working on it?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You're very lucky. First thing, you're very lucky if you have people around you who have the time to criticize you. So that in itself is being in an advantageous position. If you understand that, I think then it becomes a lot easier to accept what they're telling you. uh, Secondly, I think being open to whatever people see. Everyone wants to believe they're the best, but reality is that there is always room for improvement. That's another word for growth. So the
right.
day you thinking that there is room for improvement, that day you'll stop growing. So I think being open to that growth, I would say, rather than betterment, I look at it as growth, is was another key thing. So I would, my message to everyone participating in these debates is that this is just the start of the journey, guys. 23 years later, I am still taking criticism as a positive thing, and I'm still growing every day, every minute of my life.
Oh, lovely. Yes, it's really important to grow, not just be stagnant in your ideas and approaches, right? In your opinion, while expressing yourself on stage, is it imperative to keep one's personal inclinations and background at the periphery of one's approach?
Yeah, I guess, see, not let go of who you are. Your personality
Right.
is what makes you, right? So, and I was talking about the journey on how I learned to become a debater. So, part of that, I'll focus on that as well as that. I think will answer this question as well, Chris Elsa. Uh, Debating is all about being open to new perspectives, new
Right.
opinions, right? An example, and that's the good thing. You can't choose what side you're debating, so for or against a topic. So, say for example, euthanasia. I'll pick up a topic, euthanasia, right? A very common topic in the debating world.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, I could be someone who is against euthanasia, but I could be given the opportunity to talk against it, right? So I could be for it, but I could have to go and present against it. So how do debating style is all about opening up your perspective and being willing to see someone else's point of view. So when I talk about someone else's point of view, it's that someone within you. That's
Mhm.
what the discussion. So it's all about two sides to a coin, right? So uh, you choose to not see one coin when you say that I only believe in this, but when you start believing in the two sides, the world opens up, and the possibilities double and the opportunities double. And that is the beauty of being a debater and learning that skill. So I guess in answer to the exact question that you have put forth, you
Hmm.
cannot forget who you are. You have to bring that with you, your personality, your, I wouldn't say your inclination, but definitely your personality. But your inclination is what you have to really leave in the background on the
Right.
side, and
Mhm.
learn to look at the other side. I hope
Okay.
I've answered.
No, yes, yes, you have, you have. You brought in personality also. So I wanted to ask you if events such as Slater's impact a person's personality, or whether a person's personality can impact Slater's in any way. Is that possible?
The answer to both questions, a very strong yes. And I guess again, another message to all the participants out there. How you behave, how you conduct yourself, the strength of your personality that you bring about can impact the entire event in a positive or a negative manner, because each one of you is a valued member of the Slater event, right? So you need to be very careful with how you are conducting yourself, what side of your personality, or how much of that, if you are a strong personality, how much of that are you bringing out in a positive manner. Don't hide it, but just make sure that it is all having a positive impact. Just be wary and aware of that. So it definitely can impact the whole event in a very big way.
Okay, wow, that's nice. That I am sure the students will gain a lot of knowledge and insight from hearing you speak. Yeah.
You.
Another question that just popped into my mind was, do you remember any of the interactions that you had with the other participants? How were the interactions? Have you kept in touch with them after, years later?
Yes, absolutely, Chriselle. So, as I said, some of my fondest memories were those of building those relationships, forming new connects, making those friendships. Uh, and for a very long time, we did keep in contact. Even now, I follow a lot of people on. Keep make sure that I'm in contact by making sure I'm looking at what's happening in everyone's life through social media, etc. Uh, Formed some very good friendships with some Catonians at the time. So definitely, relationships are the most important thing. As I said in the beginning, Chriselle, don't even ask me what year I came there. Don't ask me what month I came. If you ask me what topics I spoke on, I can't remember that apart from two or three topics, to be honest. And but you ask me the people I met, yes, I can name so many.
Oh, lovely. Okay, and finally, any message for the current batch, and or any message for the Slater team that's going in tomorrow. Slater's is beginning tomorrow, so any message for them?
Sure. I think for the kudos to the team. I think it's the 25th year of Slater
Yes, right.
Memorial, as I'm aware. It's a big effort in continuing on the tradition. And I think it's important. I'm sure a lot of people have told you guys already this, but I want to say it myself for my peace of mind that I've conveyed the message. Uh, it is not just an event that starts now and finishes in about 3 or 4 days. It's an event that changes lives. And I'm a living example of that. And I'll elaborate on that a little bit, Chriselle. So
Sure,
I like
sure.
to believe I was academically quite successful. I topped the country in economics in grade 12, topped the university, the state in psychology in my graduation, blah, blah. Uh, Pretty good results, right? But then I came to Australia and my academic achievements were just a piece of paper. They meant nothing out here. uh, I'm quite successful, I like to believe, in my career today. And I attribute that to the confidence that this public speaking forum, Slater, as I said, is at the pivotal of that. But amongst that, a lot of other opportunities I had through debating. That gave me the confidence to talk, to present my opinion, to not be uh, not to not be very firm about it, but to have the power to influence decisions. And that has been the utmost important reason for the success in my career today. So thank you very much to the Slater team. You guys do an amazing job in changing lives. As for the participants out there, uh, guys, all I want to say is that you need to know how fortunate you are to be part of this event. It is going to be something that you will remember for the rest of your life, and hopefully in positive ways. And there is so much that you're going to gain out of this, and most importantly, the confidence that you will get after being part of this. The relationships that will be formed will take you to new heights. So enjoy it. And I think ultimate message, party hard, I know Hetty's going to be a little bit upset by me saying that. Hopefully not. Party real hard, but be safe.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. It has been a pleasure talking to you and hearing you speak and inspiring the participants and me a bit. Yeah, to enjoy ourselves and enjoy Slaters too. It's really been a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks, Chriselle. Likewise, likewise. I'm very, very grateful for you giving me the opportunity to speak to all the participants there. It means a lot.
Yeah, it means a lot to us too, and believe me, I think they are. Uh, this is going to be really helpful to them.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will be signing out now, and thank you so much for your time
No
at
problem.
short notice.
Any
Thank you so much.
I wish I was there. I would have begged to be one of the audience. I don't want to judge because I don't want to do that, but I would have loved to hear everyone talk. But all the best, everyone, and I'm sure it'll be an amazing, amazing competition.